Thank you for coming for the 2013 webinar about how to generate more inquiries. This webinar is called 7 Steps to Generating More Leads and Inquiries Using Your Website Marketing. Web-based marketing is presenting today, and that's my company. I'm the managing director. And basically, we've been working with companies over the last 5 years to help optimize how they generate leads from the internet. And a lot of our discoveries and lessons and trial and error is going to be revealed in this presentation. It's more of a snapshot of a process around it, but we also help do more intensive training in some of the specific areas. Now let's talk about some of the problems. People have different problems in regards to their website marketing. Maybe you have a website, you've been running it for a while and you're not really happy with the results. Maybe you are running some, search engine marketing, or you paid a web designer or a developer to build this website, but you're just not really happy with the results. Maybe you don't have a website, but you want one that works, and you're thinking, how should I go about doing this? Do I go to a web designer? Do I go to a web developer? Do I need a plan? And more importantly, how am I going to set up this website to generate results? Maybe you're running some online marketing. You've been paying for clicks, or you've been investing in a company to do some SEO, but you're not quite sure if it's actually getting results. Maybe you're not tracking the results behind it. Maybe you're tracking in terms of where you're ranking, but you don't actually know if you're getting leads and inquiries. And today is about generating leads and inquiries. Maybe you're just simply not getting enough business in general. You think things are going okay, and you're just in your business at the moment, things have gone quiet, and you're wondering to yourself, what marketing do I need to do to get things happening? How do I generate more inquiries? Maybe you are getting inquiries, but you're not getting enough quality inquiries. And that sometimes is a problem, filtering through the time wasters and the tire kickers to people who are generally interested. Maybe you're overwhelmed with all the options out there. You're constantly being told all these different views and opinions on what you should do, and you're going, where do I start? Maybe you're sick of dealing with a lot of people's opinions. Maybe you've got a web designer saying this over here, an SEO company saying this over here, a marketing consultant or a business coach saying this over here, but you really want to know how to pull these parts together to make them work. And that's the core. Maybe you're just going, what is going to work? What's going to get results? What is not some promised quick fix? What is actually going to help my business long term generate more leads and inquiries through the internet? Now, we get to this point where people go, well, what's the next big thing? Maybe you're going, is it Facebook? Is it Google? Is it my website? What is the next thing? And then you've got Pinterest, and you've got some of the new mediums coming out. Maybe you're doing a lot of these things, and you're being told, oh, you need to be on Facebook, so you set up a Facebook page, or oh, you need to do SEO, so you do SEO, but you're still going, what is really going to work? Now, the first tip I'm going to give you today is don't go with the next web marketing craze. You're going to be confronted with a lot of people's opinions and say, this is the next thing that's going to work. That is not the approach at all. That is how you waste a lot of time and potentially money not getting results. The reason why is because marketing on the internet should be an integrated approach. Now, I've got some questions here about to confront some of these things on really why an integrated approach to your website marketing is really important. So, what's the point of running search engine campaigns if your landing pages aren't working or they don't convert? Why update your Facebook status if you don't even have any quality content to give out? Why optimize a keyword in Google for the SEO if it's not a profitable keyword and it's not going to generate you any leads, and not doing the research beforehand on who your target market is? Why rewrite your website content or write your website content? You don't know who you're targeting. You don't know what makes you unique. You don't know what your value offerings. Why redesign your website if it's just going to be a pretty version of the one that you had before? How is that going to do anything? Why have all this technology at your fingertips if you don't have no one to implement it? A lot of people have technology, but they're not using it. Why do any marketing if you don't have a way of tracking what's working and not working? And why generate leads if they're not going to waste your time? If they're going to be people who are just going to waste your time and they're not really qualified business? So marketing approach is taking into account a lot of different things. A lot of people simplify it and they go, I need a website, or I need to do some SEO. Do you know someone? But that's not going to do anything. That's just going to waste your money. Marketing on the internet is very, very involved and very intricate, and you need to get all the parts working to get the results that you want. There is no simplified approach, but you can follow a simple process to make it work. So don't guess what to do. Follow a proven process. You want to take the steps towards having more success online. Don't do the guesswork. The guesswork is thinking that this is going to work and trying this and that. Follow someone's approach who works, even if it's not mine. Find what works and then do that. Never try to do things on your own accord, because you're just going to make a lot of guesses and mistakes and waste a lot of money. Now, we're talking about an integrated approach. So we're talking about all the elements. We're not just talking about designing your website. We're not just talking about content. We're going to look at the 7 aspects of an integrated approach of marketing. Now, we're going to go through each part of this process as quickly as possible, but there are ways we can go a little bit deeper if you're interested. So the 7 areas: planning, getting the right message, copywriting, design, the technology, traffic, and then informative content. And pulling these things together to get these things working in harmony so you can get the results that you're looking for. Now, you may be busy. I know you're running a business and you may have to drop off this webinar at any time. I understand. I'll send you a video of it as well, and feel free to forward it to some people that you know. But I do want to offer you something. If you do go, write this link down and fill out the form, because if you are interested in talking to myself personally, I'd like to do a free audit and report for you where I basically review all your online marketing for you. Now that's if you have to go. Write that down and we can get in touch. Now step number 1, we're going to go through the different steps. Developing a strategy and plan for marketing for making your website marketing work. Now we need to understand the difference between marketing and advertising here, because a lot of people get this confused. Advertising is very simple. You create an ad, you place it, you track the results. Marketing is what makes those things work. So marketing is a strategy behind what you do. You can throw a couple of grand into pay-per-click advertising, but is your marketing working? And marketing is a process: strategy, planning, getting the right messages, implementing in your website, launching it, measuring it, refining it. It's not simplified. It can be simple to follow, but there is a lot involved in it. Marketing is what makes your advertising work. And when you set up your marketing right on the web, your advertising, then helps you launch that. And internet advertising like Facebook ads or pay-per-click and so on, and other forms of advertising. So we're talking about marketing today. Now, a marketing plan needs to have results in mind. You need to be aiming for something, targeting something. Maybe you're trying to increase the amount of leads coming through. Maybe you're trying to increase your customers' understanding of the value of what you offer. Maybe you want to generate more leads than what you're currently generating. Or maybe you're happy with the amount that you're generating, but you want more educated people. You want them to understand more about what you do. And that's what we're going to be talking about as well. Not just quantity, but quality. So at the moment, you've got a marketing funnel. And you're going to have a range of people. You're going to have people who are hot. They're ready to talk to you. They're red hot buyers. You're going to have people who are warm. Maybe they're a little bit skeptical and afraid of who they're going to choose. And then you've got cold. Maybe those people, but they're planning for the future. A good internet marketing process is about trying to hit people up. It's trying to educate them, get them excited, put them into your marketing funnel so you can have some red hot leads and inquiries. Now, how is this done? This is done by following the online lead generation process. Now, this is a system that has been developed, tried and tested over the years to work, and it's a highly integrated marketing approach. And what it is breaking your market down, your consumer down into a process, helping them go through your marketing process. Now, let's go through these different names. You've got a suspect, you've got a prospect, you've got a lead, you've got a customer and evangelist. A suspect is someone visiting your website for the first time. A prospect is maybe a skeptical buyer. Maybe they want a bit more information. A lead is someone who wants to talk to you. Maybe they want a quote. A customer is someone who's bought from you and could possibly buy again. And an evangelist is someone who will tell the world about how great you are. Your raving fans, your word of mouth database. Now, what we want to do is we want to convert these people. and go, it's not just this one quick fix of doing this and getting leads, like the advertising approach where people throw thousands of dollars into advertising for it not working. It's understanding that marketing takes a process. People buy when they're ready to buy. So for example, I'm just going to go through this a little bit more. And if you want to talk to me, we can go into this in a bit more detail. So suspect is someone visiting your website. Maybe they're coming from Google, Yahoo, Bing, a referral, social media, email marketing. It's the campaigns you generate to get people coming to your website. Now, a lot of people then go to a lead, but a prospect is someone who wants to have a shy yes. They want to date before the marriage. They want to know a little bit more about you or what you have to offer, and if you're the right company for them. So there are things to be offered to generate a prospect, and that's simply getting their name and email address. There's something called an ethical bribe, where you're basically saying, if you give me your name and email address or a like on our Facebook page, we'll give you a free report about these tips of what you do, an informative piece, a white paper, maybe a video, or maybe you are very focused on selling a product, maybe some form of information pack about what you offer. And a prospect is all around the opt-in page, and an opt-in page is a page where people opt in for this information. Then you have a lead. So people will come into your marketing funnel, and then you can put them into a marketing process at that point. They might, if you don't do this, it's the revolving doors of website marketing. They come in, they go out, you never see them again. Prospect generating is basically capturing their details so you can educate them a little bit further. Then you have a lead, someone who wants to meet you. And what that is, it's really people understanding you, your company, read content about your website, maybe if you're in a trades industry, photos of what you do, and then some kind of lead generation offer, so a free quote or maybe some special offer, a consultation, maybe you could do some audit or assessment. And it's something you offer really just to have a chat to you, and nothing, very low pressure. A lot of people like to go with a consultative approach rather than a hard sales approach, where you can chat with these people, provide them some value, and if they're interested in a proposal or buying your product, they can go further. And then you have your customer. Now, I think it's like 6 times more expensive to generate a new customer than turn over an existing one. And your customer, depending on the type of business model you have a value over that lifetime. So, and then there's add-on products later on, like supporting them and training them, or maybe an upsell of something else. Depending on your business model. And then you have your evangelist, and your evangelist is the most important person in your business. They're the ones who are going to drive you more business by referring. Some of them will just refer you naturally and they just want to do it because you're great, but there are also ways of incentivizing them. Now, what we want to do in our online marketing is take people through a process. So it's not just about throwing a website together, it's about taking people through a process. So you can take them from someone who doesn't know you, like you, trust you, to knowing you, liking you, and trusting you. Now, as we're going through this, you're probably getting some ideas. You're probably going to yourself, well, maybe I need to make my website content better, or maybe I need to do an opt-in page and maybe have it a bit more lead generation focused. Maybe I need to put some photos up of my work. Maybe I need to develop some kind of prospecting offer or some reseller campaigns, and maybe I should create some kind of referral system, or I need to get more traffic, or I need to get more conversions. I need to focus on that, or I need to put together some articles to educate people a little bit more. Now you're going to think like this in this presentation. But what we want to do is we want to talk about a process today. A lot of people get carried away with things they need to do, but what we do is we follow a process. This is our process. We set a plan, which we're doing now. We help you develop a marketing blueprint, which contains the details to set something like this up. Then make your website work, drive traffic to that website, and continue content. Now we're going to be going through this a bit more, but I stress that you need to follow a process and work with an expert who knows what they're doing. Now, you're going to say to yourself, who's going to do this? And in this presentation. And I like to cover these things at the start because you've got different models. And you've got 2 things you can invest. You can either invest your time or you can invest your money. Now, if you invest your time, that's a DIY person. That is, you want to be involved in your marketing, you want to control it more, you want to do it. Now, if you have no time, it's really the only option is outsourcing. Now, I like to use the word insourcing, because outsourcing makes it sound like it's something going to India and you're talking to people that you don't understand what they're going on about, or you're trying to engage with different programmers, and that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about partnering with people to help you implement and manage your marketing for you. Very different approach to cheap outsourcing overseas. It's an engagement and a partnership. So you've got to ask yourself the question, am I a DIY or am I someone who does want to work with a team of experts? And the other thing as well with this whole thing is you can only manage what you can measure. So if you don't have measuring systems set up in this whole process, how do you know it's going to work or not? And that's got to do with conversion rates and so on, which we'll talk about a bit later on. Now, advertising budgets as well. So we're talking about planning. You go to yourself, okay, so what's my budget going to be? Do I throw $50,000 a year in advertising, or do I throw $100,000 a year in advertising? That's the old way of doing this, where people would say, oh, we'll give 20 grand to the Yellow Pages, we'll give 15 grand to the local newspaper, and we'll throw the rest in, or we might try a bit on the internet. That's the old way. The new way is a very simple model. You pay for results. You want to get to a point where you know the results on what you're doing. So it's a simple formula. Traffic cost plus conversion rate equals your cost per lead. And that's the approach of creating an advertising budget. So everything you do gets built into this idea of a cost per lead or cost per sale. Now, just a very quick example on this. Jack the Roofer, his traffic costs are $1,000 for a search campaign, emails free, $500 for Facebook ads. So, some kind of pay-per-click advertising. Now, there's no point in him doing that unless he gets his website working, but that's a $1,500 cost. And let's say they got him 650 visitors, $2.30 per visitor, and his conversion rate. And here, just a few options, and this is just a quick example: a 1% conversion rate, 3%, 5%. The amount of leads he would generate for that, if he had that conversion rate, the cost per lead, it gets cheaper as his conversion rate goes up. And then you see his sale, his net profit, and working on a 3% conversion rate. So he spends $225, he gets $950 in his pocket. Now, if Jack gets 3 referrals, he gets another $2,850. This is the way you formulate your advertising budget. What am I spending? What's the results? And you can only do this if you're tracking it. Now, we're going to go to step 2. So there's a fly through on some stuff on planning. Now, we can go a bit more into planning if you have a free audit. And I've got the link always at the bottom there if you want to respond to that. Now, we're going to go to step 2. So there's a little bit about planning. Now, communicating the right message for the right market. For the people who you're looking for. Now, this is just a little way of explaining it. So you've got market, message, media. Market is, who are these people that you want to deal with? What's going on in their minds? And then the message is aligning your messages to fit the market rather than fit what you want. And that's what makes it relevant to your target market. And then the process is then implementing it into your media. So this next section is quite important. It takes up 2 parts of the circle. so that means it's really important. And we'll be talking about the media after this. So, market message matching, I call it. So why do this? It makes you relevant to your target market, speaks to the core needs of your market, makes you stand out from the crowd, makes your offering more valuable, builds credibility in what you're offering, and qualifies the leads coming through. So developing your messages are critical to a really good marketing strategy. Now, I've got 4 key questions to ask you in this. You may know the answers, you may not. We can actually do a blueprint to help workshop this with you, marketing blueprint. But these are very important questions. So who are you targeting? The first question, if you could have a room of people, who is your perfect market? Who would be in that room? What do they look like? What is their income? What are their interests? Where do they live? How much do you know about your target market? That's a very important question, because there's no point doing anything until you know that. And you might go, how do I find this out? We have a process on finding that out through research. But you can start off by your day-to-day interactions with your target market. Then you've got the next question. What are their problems, fears, and desires? What are the problems to be solved, the fears to be eliminated, and the desires to be fulfilled? What are the emotional triggers? So if they did read some of your content, how are you triggering those people to then make a response? And put yourself in their shoes. The second question, what makes your business unique? What makes it stand out from the crowd? What is your core message of difference? How do you, if you're like everybody else, they're just going to buy based on price. But if you're different, you can have more value. What is your unique selling proposition? Do you know that? And the last question is, what is the value of what you're offering? Have you come up with a value proposition of your services? Do people see how it's different? Do people understand, and we'll talk about it later, features and benefits of your service offering? or product offering? These are very important questions and messages you need to develop, and I can help you with that. Develop those messages for you. Sometimes you can do it yourself. Sometimes it's good to have a third person come in and say, look, this is what you're doing, and I don't think you're communicating that value to your prospective target market. And this is marketing 101, but a lot of people skip the 101 and go straight for a website. Now, just a little bit of an exercise. Ask yourself this question. I know, even if you're, maybe a takeaway, if you're networking, there's this, we do this, so you get that. It's a model of coming up with a message. So this problem, maybe the number one problem you're experiencing. We do this, point of difference, so you get this promise. So let's say that you're a builder and you're offering your services. You would say, when you're got 3 quotes from builders and you're biting your fingernails that you're about to spend money on, a big investment. The difference we make is, and you have to come up with a point of difference to solve that fear. Maybe is with the fear, maybe they do fixed price contract, because a lot of people change their contract prices in the process. We do fixed price contracts no matter what, so you can be sure that your investment is what we tell you is what you get for your money. There's various different examples. Maybe you're a consultant and you consult to businesses. Maybe one of the problems is cash flow. So when you're having cash flow problems, point of difference is we have a process to give you a bird's eye view of how your cash flow is going, and then the promise being so you can keep on top of your business and make profit. So it's coming up with these messages. I've just come up with a few then, but there will be ones for your business. So maybe that's something to work on after this presentation. Now, the third step is writing compelling content that creates more value in what you offer. Now, everybody, this is the last thing that they do. They put a website together and then they go, oh, I need to write content. And then their website sits there in what's called a test environment for months. And then they kind of scramble their content together and give it to the web designer developer to upload. That is not what you do. Your message is critical to your business. It's what's going to make you different. It's what's going to give you value. So this is a starting point, guys. This is not the end point. This is a starting point. It's not just about having some pretty pictures on the internet. It's about having good, compelling content. Now, the industry term is called copywriting. The word means copying writing. So you basically copy the proven, tested models that have worked out there. And so copywriting, and it's needed to deliver the delivery of your message. And it's a very critical thing. So copywriting literally comes from copying writing, copying what works to deliver your content. Now, one of the myths is we don't want much content because people won't read it. Now, it's true in some cases. Some people won't read it, but there are ways around it. For example, headlines will be the thing that they read, or sub-headlines, but then they click in for more detail. So some people, the way people read content is very sporadic. You've got to have very bite-sized, chunky bits of information on the forefront, but then being able to go into detail if they want to. It's called scannability. So yes, it's true, but at the same time, people need a bit more meat on the bone if they want to go deeper. So that is a bit of a myth. But saying that, good copy is short, sharp, and to the point. No fluff. Compelling messages that really explain what you do. We're not talking about whole stories here. We're talking about saying it on one line. And good website content is bang to the point. But then if they do want detail, they can go deeper. So having that compelling copy. A lot of dot point copy is being used, especially for service providers, where people can see dot points of various features and benefits. A conversational style is important as well. So if you are writing the longer copy for certain sections, people like to read like people speak. So coming up with a conversational style is really important. Using you'll, some stuff that isn't grammatically correct. So you will discover, you notice that on my landing page, you will discover, talking in you aspect. Conversation works, people engage in conversation, and it's really important to write and And even if you do a website, speak conversationally rather than the stereotypical voices that can be heard and the kind of boring informative style that can be used today. Another thing as well, everyone's got an About Us page, but that's, it's like, what's the point of that? Who cares about you, really? Like, it's about them. It's about your target market. So they want to know, why should I choose you? What's going to be the benefits of working with a company like you? So one of the models I like to use for content is the 7 reasons why, and actually numbering them, and that's a copywriting model that we do use. We actually have a copywriting guide we've been putting together that can help you with some of these aspects. And there are ways of wording this content to make it compelling and interesting for people. So why choose us? You might have seen that around the place. And our features and benefits. Everyone has features on their websites. Very, very little people focus on the benefits. And the benefits is what they get from the features. So if you're selling I'm just trying to think of an example, some kind of tree removal service. Maybe one of the features is the safety around that, so that there's not going to be any problems with the house after. Or if you're selling some kind of coffee machine, it's one button press and make a coffee in under a minute. These are the feature and the benefit. And the good question to ask yourself with features is, so what? So when I'm writing this content, and spell it out, be specific, spell out what they get from this, because people buy benefits, they don't buy features. Features bore them. Benefits is how is this thing going to help them, and that's why people spend money on products and services. Step number 4: design a website not just to look good, but more importantly, convert traffic into leads. So look, guys, it's not all about aesthetics of what your website looks like. Yes, that's important. Yes, you need to have a professional image, but it's not just about that. It's about generating results. And your design of your website needs to generate results. So we're going to talk a little bit about that now. Now, one of the things is use a proven wireframe. Wireframe is where things go. Now, you can get templates, and some people do that, and a template in itself is not it, because it needs to be based around your call to action and your offers and so on. But there are proven layouts, I like to say, and then your design and branding will go on those different wireframes. A wireframe is where things would go, what's going to work. Having links at the top, having call to actions and so on. That's and once again, in our blueprint, we help you with these wireframes to help come up with a good wireframe that's going to work for you. So use a proven wireframe. Don't just do something because it looks good. I have lots of people that say, I want to do this because we want to be unique. Yeah, unique is important, but there's also what works. You can make a website look different and interesting, and make it look visually appealing, but you need to make it to work, and that's the focus of a good design. Having a unique selling proposition clear. This is one of our clients. We took a while to come up with this one, but providing premium home care service at affordable and competitive rates. 100% customer guarantee. Coming up with your USP, what we spoke about before. And this is where we start to integrate, guys. This is when your USP starts to integrate with your website design. Your USP is clear and prominent. Targeted landing pages. Sometimes for the purpose of what you're trying to market, a website isn't the best option for that marketing purpose. There's something called a landing page, where you remove the links and you're trying to get them to fill out a form. So targeted landing pages and having a landing page strategy working with your website is sometimes better for conversions. Believe it or not, your main website is important, and that's your credibility, and that's where everyone's going to go when they type in your brand. But landing pages have to be very bang, here it is, fill out the form, lead generation focused. Lead capture forms. This is very important. Having a form displayed in an obvious position, and a reason to fill out that form, whether it's savings, whether it's a consultation, whatever it is, some reason to fill out the form. So lead capture forms and an effective opt-in. Now this is my opt-in, and I'm also doing some promotion for myself right now. Fill this out on my website. It's called an opt-in. It's to get the prospects. The last few was about lead generation. This is about prospect generation. And these people go into a marketing system which I'll talk about in the technology part of the process. Call to action buttons and banners, very important. Having these clear buttons, book your free on-site consultation. Having that, these guys have it at the top of every page, and these guys are very happy with their lead generation from their website, Rothwell Pools in Brisbane. And tying that towards maybe some kind of benefit-driven headline. If you are a service-based business, we work with lots of industries, whether it's retail, whether it's professional services. We have worked with online stores as well. But if you are, a company which you need to show your work, a service-based business like a builder, project pages, really show them what you've done. Show them the product, show them products you've done for other people, or in this case, houses. Because that's going to give you credibility. Here's a real example. This is one we use particularly for a builder who's got a website, that Keystone Building Services in Sydney, and they have these project pages. Now the next step, utilising the right technology, streamlining, automating. We don't want to create more work, we want to create less work. So technology comes in at that point for your online marketing. So let's talk about this one. Now, if there's one thing about technology, though, is are you actually using it? It's one thing to have it, it's another thing to use it. Now, look, guys, at the end of this presentation, we're going to talk about different options of implementing these things. Are you a do-it-yourself person? Are you an outsourcer? Even if you are an outsourcer, you'd like to partner with people, experts to work with you, or whether you want to be the expert, you need technology that's going to be used. A lot of people subscribe. I constantly come across people who subscribe to technology and even education, and they spend thousands, and I've met people who've spent hundreds of thousands, and they're not using it to the full capacity. So you need a strategy where it's going to be used and utilizing it with your marketing strategy. And where we fit, where web-based marketing fits, is we come from a strategic perspective, but we like to integrate that with technology. So integrated platforms I prefer. I like to simplify. Having a system over here, a system over there, a system over here, I just think that can be more of a headache. Integrated platforms is the way to go, where it's all in one platform. So your content management, your reporting, your email marketing, your blogging, whether it works on iPhones and iPads, e-commerce, CRMs, integration is the key to simplifying and focusing on marketing, not just scratching your head about the different technology you should be using or haven't been using. So one thing is I like to do, and this is a big thing with us, is automated email marketing systems, so known as autoresponders. Email, look, I actually prefer email over Facebook. My email database is actually bigger than my Facebook one, in terms of the likes, because I still see that people use their emails, and it's a great way of direct marketing a message to them. And coming up with automated email marketing systems. With the prospecting side of things, that works well. So, you need to produce content, but you can have some pre-loaded content to go to some people who opt in to a permission-based marketing relationship. Very great technology if you can get your hands on it. Automation means elimination. Make sure it's easy to use. You're not a techie. Don't try to be one. Look for technology that is easy to use. And sometimes you feel like you're going back to your web developer and trying to wring their neck because you don't know what you're doing or they were meant to do it. The idea is finding an easy to use platform. And something that's well supported and cloud-based if possible. I like cloud-based technology because it's always being updated. It's subscription-based. Cloud just means it's hosting with software, hosted as software as a service. You don't have to keep on finding plugins and modules. In some cases, those things are important for some people. Like if you're using more of a robust e-commerce system, some of the open source products are there. But if you can get onto a cloud-based model, which is supported, that's much better. So that's a bit about technology. And now, look, this isn't our product. This is a product we use. I've used a lot of different systems. Now, if you ask yourself, can I keep using my current system? I'm not saying change systems, but if you are looking for an easy-to-use website management system, there is the one that we use, which is an Adobe product, which is products exclusively for marketing companies to use, working with businesses like yours. Now, we have a do-it-yourself version where we give you access to it and you use it yourself. So if you're starting out a website, this is a good option. Or if you're looking at upgrading in technology, this is a good platform or system to get involved with. It does everything, it's integrated, everything that I said before, ticks all the boxes, so you can see there. And like I said, it's very well supported. Now, the sixth step, generating targeted traffic from all the different mediums. So we're going through this process, we're getting our messaging right, we're writing the content, we've got a good plan from the start, which we're following through, and an implementation process. We're designing it to convert, we're integrating the right technology, and we're getting to this point where we do want to launch something, whether it's a landing page or a website, to convert traffic. So traffic is the last step. And there's no point getting traffic if you've got the revolving doors of website marketing. So, just some key things here. Relevant and targeted traffic is important. So, not just getting anyone to your website, but getting your target market there. A lot of, to be honest, a lot of these SEO companies, these cheap services, just get anyone there, really, because they're trying to justify their costs each month. But you need targeted, relevant traffic. That will, that's really how you get a website to convert. Now, SEO versus SEM. So do I do pay-per-click? Do I do search and optimization? So SEM is basically paid search. SEO is unpaid search. And there's different purposes for the two. So with SEM, if you are 101, AdWords, Yahoo has a pay-per-click system. You pay for clicks. You bid on different click prices. It's not just about the position. A lot of people, this is one of the myths with our clients. They think it's just about being right at the top. No, it's about how many clicks you can get, which are targeted for your spend. That means being a little bit lower down, that's okay. People say, well, I click on the first one all the time. Well, yeah, but those people are not making any money because they're, and some people do like to look for a few different providers. They go for that one and they look for a few and they work their way down. And I actually did that yesterday. We're looking for a provider for something. Don't run it unless you have effective landing pages. A landing page is critical. Do you have the right landing pages in place? It's a great test ground as well, seeing what does work and tracking those keywords. And with SEM, my advice is it's very hard to keep up to date with, and it's something to fit in the outsource category. SEO, long tail versus short tail. Short tail is, plumber or plumber Sydney, very competitive. Maybe go for something like something specialized, like pipe relining or commercial plumbing, or go geo-targeting, put some suburbs in there, which would be less competitive. A lot of people are starting to type in their suburb because they know they need to search local. So coming up with long tail key phrases are less competitive ones. So what I'm saying is don't go always for the competitive stuff because you're just going to fail from the start. And don't simplify SEO. It's constantly changing. Partner with someone. Just because it's just the penguin changes you've known about, and there's been more changes recently. Really work with a company that knows how to do it properly. Content is king. With this stuff, it's not just about getting heaps of links. It's about really what Google started out with. Information authorities. People have good quality content and are posting good quality content. And once again, our source. Anything with search, definitely partner with people. If you try doing it yourself, you're not really going to get the results. It's good to trial some stuff and get your head around it, but that's about as far as it should go. Now, just some stuff about Facebook. There's another way of getting traffic. Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. All those things are great, but you need the right strategy for it. A lot of people go, I want to go on Facebook. But, at the end of the day, is that going to get you results? Now, those can get results. So, for example, Facebook have a voucher system now, Facebook offers, which that's great for more of a lead generation, offering something and people get the voucher and they go to a landing page. Even LinkedIn have targeted pay-per-click. This is bang for buck landing page stuff. Bang for buck landing page. Sorry about that pop-up. But really, content marketing, what really works with any of these mediums is content. So I like to go, what is your content marketing strategy? Not so much, what is your Facebook strategy? Content is then delivered in those different areas. That's a very a lot of people are starting to realize it's about good quality content, not just about saying you ate a banana for lunch today. Another thing to get traffic to your website, flash deals. We've actually got some technology for this. Now, flash deals do work. I know you've got the Groupons and the Living Socials out there, and they have their model, but there's no reason why you can't take that buzz type marketing. It does get a lot of traffic. Special offers, deals always work, and they're never going to stop, and they can be used to generate a bit of buzz to your following in your database. And the idea is you can pay these companies commissions to do it for you, and there's no reason why you shouldn't do that if you build your own database from it. But you can actually do your own flash deals as well. It does create a lot of buzz and a lot of traffic. Drive referrals as well. So one consumer, one business owner, one customer can bring you 10 clients. So invest in them. Remember the thing we showed at the start? Do you know what's probably the most important one out of the suspect, the prospect, the lead? It's the customer. It's the evangelist. It's your word of mouth clientele. They're going to bring traffic to your website, and I equip them. I actually get them to with my marketing. I actually get them to send out emails for me. I get them to bring people to my landing page and say, hey, can you just tell this person about this offer? Or can you just, and I give incentives to my clients to drive referrals, because it is, the network marketing for yourself is a really important part. And we're creating some systems at the moment with new technology which actually manage referral marketing with incentives, if that's something that you're interested in looking a little bit more too. So just briefly, we've got another product called the Marketer's Toolkit and some very specialized marketing strategies to do referral marketing, build networks for referrals, execute your own flash deals, lead sharing, so you can share, people can share leads with you and you can manage that process. But I won't spend much time on that today because that's under construction with one of our partners in Silicon Valley. Step number 7. So this is a very big part of the internet marketing process, becoming an authority in your chosen field through content marketing. People like to deal with experts, and this section is about content marketing. Content is king. So content marketing is about getting a stranger, someone who doesn't know you, someone who doesn't trust you, someone who might not even like you, to know you, trust you, like you, by giving them good quality information, advice and direction in their consumer process will help you build trust and relationship with people who are strangers. And this is a proven method. And it's based on the idea of giving, which everyone likes. You need to give if you want to receive something in return. And just give. A lot of content marketing is just going out there and going, look, a lot of these people may be ignoring this information and trying to do things themselves. But one day they'll go, no, I needed to speak to this person because they've invested in me as a person. So getting people to know you, like you, and trust you through content marketing. So it follows the 90% information, 10% sell approach of marketing. Helps build trust and credibility with strangers, people who don't know you. Turns you into an expert. People want to deal with experts, authorities, industry authorities. Helps you channel more people into your marketing funnel as well, because you offer white papers or reports or videos and incentive to get their names and email address or likes as well. Capture more business. People buy when they're ready to buy. So if they're in your marketing system and you're communicating to them on a regular basis, when they're ready to buy, they'll come to you rather than the opposite way around. There's no reason why not to follow someone up. But the idea is them coming to you, and this is what lead generation is. It's inbound lead generation, not outbound, where you're picking up the phones and you're trying to call people all the time, but you're trying to get people to come to you, and it works really, really well. I'll just give you a quick example of this. I was in Brisbane last week, and one of my referral partners had been sending out articles from me to their database, and I was in Brisbane for a short time, and I got an email from a business over there, and I said, where are you? And they said they're in Brisbane, and I jumped in a taxi and I met them that day, and they had been receiving articles and content from me for a while now, and we had a chat, and they've been through the eMyth programs, if you know about eMyth, and they've been through a lot of these programs, but she was a typical one where she needed someone to do it. She needed to partner with someone to actually implement these marketing strategies for her, and that came through this content marketing, and that trust and that relationship was there before I met this new client that I had generated from my marketing. So it's really about building that relationship through content. It's not about trying to, be reactive and in survival mode, but it's just bringing that information to people, and over time that trust will happen through content marketing, and which is great. You hit two birds with one stone, because that same content can be used for SEO programs, and you can feed it to the different areas, which I'll show in a second. But just a little bit of a workflow, just so you can join a couple of dots here now. So this is a bit of a workflow. So someone comes to your website, registers for a shy yes, so maybe like a white paper about a relevant topic. You click their email address and also their like as well. Triggers an autoresponder series, a bit of automated marketing. Then you produce content and then send that content out to them. And then you gradually drive them to a lead generation landing page. This is lead generation. This is what works. And it's permission based as well. So getting people into your marketing funnel. And that content, regular content then gets distributed in all the different mediums, wherever you want it to go. So I don't like to say Facebook marketing or email marketing. I like to say content marketing, because a lot of people have a Facebook page, a lot of people have an email list, but they're not producing the content to make it work. And good quality content as well, not just fluff and rubbish, but stuff that is valuable. Having like the 10 tips to some relevant topic, and then it's broken down into little bite-sized pieces, and it's scannable and it's easy to read. That's the stuff that works. So once again, just a reminder, we're coming to the end of the 7 steps here, and I've just really skimmed through things, but I do want to talk to you in person and have a chat. And basically, if you go to that link there, I created that shortcut link today to make it easy for you, web-based marketing /web audit. I do an audit, and I've got a report as well I can produce. It's a brief report, but it's just an overview of your marketing. If you do have a website, you don't have a website, I can audit, I guess your marketing plans and where you're at. It's probably a better approach if you don't have a website. But like I said, it's not just about the website. It's about making a website work and executing a marketing strategy, and generating traffic and trying to generate leads. Now you've got to ask yourself this question. You've got to come to this crossroad. Am I a do-it-yourselfer, or am I outsourced also? Now, even if you're doing it yourself, you still might be outsourcing parts of it. And we can talk about that. We provide support services to do-it-yourself. So, they're doing their own marketing strategy. They're using some of these strategies themselves because they prefer to do their own marketing. But we provide support services. Like, we might set them up with an easy website manager, or we might give you specific SEO, deliver a certain part of it, and so on. But do-it-yourself is more, like I said, you've got to have more time than money. Or maybe you're looking at partnering. Now, partnering with web-based marketing, it's not the cheapest way of doing it, but we do base everything on that kind of, what's your return on investment model. So we try to justify our costs in the strategy. And we basically provide managed services. So to explain that a little bit more, now the first thing is, look, you've got the two things, time or money to invest. We're looking at launching a group coaching program for do-it-yourself. So it's going to be a mixture of helping you do like a bit of a blueprint workshop, doing group training, doing it as a bit of a group. We're looking for a minimum of 3 people, and also intensive sessions. And a much more cost-effective approach by doing this group coaching model, where we work as a team. So you're part of a community, an online community. We have some phone hookups. We do some extra webinars on specific topics, give you some of my templates and some of my material. But we're going through the 7 steps together. So that's one model. that may be of interest to you. I do it in groups because I've tried to make it more cost effective in groups than one-on-one. But if you did want some one-on-one times, we can do that as well. And then you've got managed online marketing, which is what we do. We do the blueprint, we make your website work, we execute the marketing programs. We're basically a part-time marketing team for your business. But I've had businesses who've employed someone, let's say for like a half a normal wage a year. We've been able to take that money and then invest that into marketing and give them a better result. So it actually does work if you're probably more of a mid-sized business. But we help one-man shows as well with managed marketing, but we do it on a lower level. So there are two options of helping you implement some of these marketing strategies.